you take a look at it, I have a undergraduate in computer science. I have a master's, though, in marketing. And then I went to Columbia in an executive program in finance. And every time that I interview, everyone says to me, well, why don't you have a master's in computer science? You know, I would think that's your background. Because computer science or IT is the only part of an organization that we support them all. The systems support finance, accounting, marketing, sales, operations. They don't, we're the only ones. So if we don't have that knowledge and we can't help them, you're not going to be a value add to the organization. So I continue to challenge people to get educated in different disciplines than just computer science. Don't forget the core. The heart is technical, but always learn other parts of the business. This is really important. It's the interview style being effective. And I spoke a little bit about it earlier. You're going to get that great opportunity. I can guarantee it. You will be in an interview. And we do not do this often. Even myself, I'll tell you, as much as you see I'm very comfortable here talking to you, it's like when I'm on a camera, because I've been videotaped for different things. I'm actually a member of the GCLA, the Georgia CIO Leadership Association within Atlanta, and they asked for a clip about one of my strategic objectives, and I'm sitting there like I am here, and I'm talking, and all of a sudden the interviewer says, we're going to put the camera on in a few minutes. They gave me the questions. I said, no problem, I'm going to answer them. And just like they do on any type of TV show or movie, there's somebody, the camera's back there, and I'm sitting face to face. The camera says, okay, Jason, in 5, 4, 3, how are you? Okay. Tell us about yourself. CIO for can you turn that camera off? So I want you to know, interviewing is the same thing. There's a lot of pressure. We want to do well. We want that job. I want to tell him or her what I'm made of. And the only way you get that, and I know that this is a technique here, and I'm not going to talk about the technique. You can get that from a textbook. I did. The only thing I have to tell you is practice, practice, practice. Get in front of a mirror, ask the questions. You all know the questions. Tell me about yourself. What's your biggest accomplishment? What's your biggest challenge? What's your strength? Well, what's your weakness? Why should I hire you? The questions are coming. And I love the interviews when I sit there and I say to somebody, you know, tell me your weaknesses. Ooh, that's a tough question. You knew it was coming. What do you mean it's tough? You knew they're going to ask it. Write it on a piece of paper. Write the answers down. Make sure you're dressed for success as well. Make sure the first thing they're going to do is they're going to see you. Make sure your shoes are polished. Make sure you're wearing a belt. I had one individual come in and he had to keep holding his pants up. Wear a belt. I couldn't interview him. Wear a belt. We want to take all this stuff out. You want to come in as if it's the most important day in your life, no matter what it is. And what you want to do is you don't want to be long-winded. So, tell me about yourself, Jason. Oh, okay, great. Well, I was born back in the 60s and started out as a little child in elementary. No. You want to be laser. I'm a CIO, 25 years of experience. I have an undergraduate in computer science, MBA in marketing. I've delivered for Fortune 100 companies, helped them increase revenue, decrease costs, and give a competitive advantage. Stop. The uncomfortable silence is uncomfortable. Let them wait. They'll ask you questions. So don't rush, don't feel you have to over-talk it. You don't have to answer it like this, but give specific examples. Don't be generic. So Jason, did you ever have in your career an individual who wasn't delivering, and what'd you do? Oh yeah, I've had plenty. You know, we had people didn't deliver, and by the way, we sat down with them, I tried to make them improve, and we have HR policy. No. Yes, you know, I have one example, just happen, and be near, don't go 10 years ago. One within the last 12 months. Yes, about 6 months ago, somebody reported to me wasn't delivering. So what we did is we sat down, we gave them a performance improvement plan, we gave them 3 objectives that they need to improve in with 30 days to improve, and we also then invested in a coach. I have to tell you, After the 30 days, they've hit all 3 objectives, and the feedback from the coach that they're delivering, and they delivered on our SAP financial project. It was a very successful program. I gave them an example. It was recent. They should leave there and say, this individual can do something. So remember, the interview is very, very critical. Coming to the last slide. Once you're in, I call it climbing the ladder, and it's probably an old saying, but I kind of think it's still relevant today. But how do we continue to grow? Now I'm in the company. I got the interview. Your first 90 days are very important. We want to show them what we're made out of. We want to continue to grow. We want to stay with this company a long time, and I want to get opportunity. That's what it's about. Clearly, get advice from the top. Learn to network. People and leaders you'll know want to mentor. I have 3 mentees in Recall right now. And it's different than coaches. Coaches are really trying to give you the skills to help you within your role. A mentor is talking about your career path, your needs, and maybe even talking about interaction with other people in the company. You need to have that. Make sure you get involved. Many companies now, because they're understaffed, say, hey, we have a special project, we need help, do I have any volunteers? And usually what happens is we're all in a line and everybody steps back and I'm still standing there and, oh, you, Jason, what? Volunteer. Get into projects that maybe you don't feel comfortable. Learn about. You might have to work a little longer at nights or weekends, but get it done. They'll remember you for that. Say, wow, that individual, Sally, she was phenomenal. I know she's developing, financial tools, but she volunteered for the business intelligent reporting tools, and I didn't realize she had that skills. Very important. Build your credibility. It is about credibility. Don't overextend yourself. They want to see the check mark. They want to see you delivered. You don't have to talk about it. Just show it. Remember those below you. I actually say just remember you're working as a team. You have to work together. You can't say it's for me. And Charlie was just talking with me earlier about Recall. He says, wow, he says, you've got a lot of projects. I got 40 active projects going. He goes, how do you do it? I mean, oh my God, this is crazy. He happened to meet somebody who reports to me and says, wow, that individual, is a great person, unbelievable, bright. I said, so how do I do it? It's not me. It's having good people. It's a team. And remember that. Everybody around you, even if it's below, above, that's how you deliver. I know a lot of people talk about teamwork, but you can't forget about it. It really is critical. I'll use speak up. I'll also say communication. So I would tell you, good, bad, or indifferent, and I know I grew up in a very Greek cultural family, communication is key. So each of you will have to remember that. And however you can communicate, or even if you need to take skills, I actually lead a Brazil team. I have a development team in Brazil. I personally pay for every week for an English coach to go to my development team in Brazil and give them English training classes. Think about in India, when we started offshoring to India. 10 years ago, if you ever called a customer care center, you can clearly know you were calling India. Now, depending on the company, you can't. And even the names they use, and of course, if you've ever seen it, they're using very American names. I'm not saying for each and every one of you do that, because I think that's wrong. But I would tell you to make sure that you speak up, make sure your communication is clear. I know at times I speak very quick. I'm from New York, and I realize that's not good. I also, in interviews, have to realize my own communication. As when I'm answering to leaders, why we're doing something. Make sure you're aware of it. That's part of the technique. I actually do believe in, here they use variety, but I think it's just gaining, I actually call it gaining different experiences. Don't sit in your comfort level. Don't be a DBA just on Oracle. Maybe I'll explore SQL. Don't just say I know ERP packages and finance. Why don't you develop a tool for the marketing team? Definitely experience new things. So just again, this is the recap. It's the same slide you use here. If you follow these steps and programs, your career, and you actually manage your own career, nobody else will, your career should grow in the way that you want it to, not anybody else. And again, it always starts with the first step, which is the resume for my thing. And at this point, it's perfect time. It's about 1/4 of the hour. So I'd say if there's any questions,